Yes, good morning everybody. How are you doing today? I hope everybody is well and happy and dandy. As you can see, I'm only just about okay. God bloody hell. I got that flu thing, which is why I haven't done a video in a couple of weeks, because I can't speak. Every time I speak, I get a coughing fit. So I wouldn't have been able to make any videos, but I'm here, and it's Christmas Eve. We love Christmas Eve, because, well, it's the day before Christmas Day, and Christmas Day is the exciting day. So I thought, I've been watching the comments on the telephone, on this telephone thing, and well, not that there's been many recently. I thought we'd read some comments, new and old, just as a Christmas Eve video, because I haven't really got a lot else to film. I haven't done anything. I've literally just been trying to stay alive. No, it's not that bad. Not bad. I've just been plodding around. I've still been going to work. Finished off work yesterday on the, what day was it? 22nd of December. And yeah, I've just been sort of chilling out, waiting for this bloody thing to go. I don't want to be coughing and spluttering. I don't want to be coughing and spluttering on Christmas Day, when all the kids are trying to open their presents and there'll be me in the corner dying, going and all the kids will be like, do you know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a look at these comments. Been a long time since I looked at any comments. We now have 13,000, I meant in a video by the way, we've got 13,459 subscribers. Thank you very much, you lot, appreciate every single one of you. Alright, so got comments. The first one's on a Ryobi. Hi, my Ryobi weed trimmer just switched off while I was busy cutting grass. This is just going to be a question on asking what to do. I changed the plug, still no luck, then the starter grip got stuck, managed to get it sorted out, clean the carburetor, still won't start, please help. Well, I'll have to read that through and then write a comment back to that one. Excellent video, thanks. Oh, thank you, Eamon. Quick video, huh? Frank Vermings. I've seen several videos mentioning this issue where the power indicator on the display doesn't go up on the way up, even on the 12 hours away. Yeah, well, on that thing, it's because of the bloody SWR, so we'll leave that alone. Does anyone know how to take off the... Nope. You actually don't get away with a dealer. Right, here we go. You don't actually get money off from the dealer, the price is inflated. What? I don't know what that one's talking about. Power Tech. These comments are going to be weird, aren't they? I'm not going to get to... I don't know what that's all about. Dave Bailey. Yes, vegetable oil is a good alternative as it's pure grown. It's pure without additives that can leave combustion chamber clogs, and it blends well with the petrol. Lubricants, mate. Oh, that's when I run the hedge trimmer just for fun. Basically, I just wanted to do it for fun. I ran the hedge trimmer on bloody vegetable oil instead of two-stroke oil. A lot of people didn't like the idea of it. A lot of people said, well, he didn't do it for long enough, so how do we know if he's going to break it or not? Well, I didn't want to do it for long enough. I just wanted to do it just for fun, and the idea was to trigger a lot of you twats out there that are going to start giving me stupid comments. And to be honest, none of you did. You were all right, so that's good. Right, what else we got? Got the part today. Oh, it's about the bloody dehumidifier. After advice from my now passed away dad, I will never buy six-point sockets, ever. Okay. Glad to hear it, Mr. Nelio. Do you hold the clutch in when you start a dirt bike? I always do when I start my YZ490. Is there any benefits? Many guys do it, or is it just preference? Take many more kicks to get my bike started, mate. Ah. Comment was on a video of my old CRF 450. You see, you don't have to hold the clutch in when you start a dirt bike. However, because in fact it won't even really matter that much. It's mainly preference, I suppose. You don't have to do it at all. See, when I used to ride a lot, I used to have a lot of habits holding the clutch in when starting it and things. So because they've got wet clutches, it won't really matter, because you pull the clutch in, it's still going to turn the gearbox around because of the oil in between. You need the engine running to flick the oil out for the clutch to even work. You'll notice this if you put it in gear with the engine off. Put it in gear, pull the clutch in and try to push it. You'll notice that it will still try and turn the gearbox and the back wheel won't turn because of the oil in between the clutch. So it doesn't matter. Ah dear. Del boy. Been shopping at Wish again? What do you mean been 2 days ago? What do you mean been shopping at Wish again, Mr. Del boy? What's that all about? What's happened? What have I missed? Been shopping at Wish again? Is that website even still about, at Wish? Remember that? That used to be a website where you could go and buy a lot of Chinese crap, actual proper Chinese shit. And it was the worst stuff in the world. I never bought anything from it, but my brother loved it. He was buying stuff from it all the time. And yeah, what's that all about then, Mr. Delboy? Been shopping at Wish again. What have I got? What's he seen in the background of a video or something? I don't know what is the matter with him. Anyway, if you still got interference, when you're ready to stretch the power, I've done that millions of times. They're all telling me, get rid of turn off the electrics and put the radio on a battery. I've done it hundreds of times. It doesn't make any difference. The interference on my radio setup is not coming from my home. I've taken all the electric off, turned it off at the main switch, put the radio on a battery. It ain't coming from my home. 1,000,000 times I've done it, and not literally 1,000,000. Probably about 6 or 7 I've done it. I've even still got the battery in the shack. Look, I've even still got the battery sitting there from the last time I've done it. So, it's not that. Bloody hell, we've got one here from 55 points. 10 days ago. I think they call her Frosty. I've never seen a spider web before like this, Rose. You're quite on about your vacuums. Wow. I didn't realise you were intending on creating a business with it. This is great. Follow your dreams. Yeah, I don't think many people realise. Yeah, I tried to start many businesses. Probably the first one I tried to start was when I'm sick of going on about it, because recently it's popped up a lot and I keep having to talk about it, and I don't like talking about it. But yeah, me and 2 friends. This is back when I used to do YouTube, but not very often. Well, I wish I'd done it more, because you lot would have had some good content, because we used to go out to car shows all the time, 3 of us, or loads of us, but 3 main of us. And we used to go to car shows. We had a BMW 36 that we were stripping out in this very garage as a drift car. Used to have the Mark 1 Focus RS on the drive, the E36 hanging out the driveway. I might about to show a few pictures if I can still find them. And all of that. And then we decided to try and start up our dream business. Now, this is at a point when I just met my wife. She obviously wasn't my wife at the time. She was just a random girl, and become my girlfriend. And I thought to myself, right, let's start off let's just start a proper life now. Let's get going. Start off the business. So we all come together, the three of us. We rented a unit. Well, we started it from here, but it weren't big enough, so we rented a unit and started getting cars in, customers, you know, started getting work. And the idea was that we'd just start off this business, this garage, doing just general servicing, clutches, brakes, cam belts, services, build up a bit of dollar behind us and keep doing it until we get bigger and bigger. And the idea being is we all have a nice business, we all have a nice life, plenty of money, have a nice house. And then we'd branch out and we'd start doing performance parts, performance tuning, performance stuff. That was the dream that we'd done. We'd dreamt that ever since school, because we'd all gone to school together. That was our dream. But the way it ended up, panning out was, you might think, well, why is this relevant to vacuum cleaners? Well, you'll see in a minute. I'm going to give you the whole story. So the way it ended up panning out was, it didn't really work out between us. The other two kept arguing. I was working, and it got to the point where I needed to quit my job and go and work there full time in order to put my effort into it a bit more, because we had so many customers. There was customers coming out of our ears, cars everywhere, services, all sorts. But then I had my wife and my girlfriend at the time. We was engaged at this point, because I've been working on this. I really wanted it to take off. So by the time we get married, we'll have a successful business and we'll have some money rolling in. And by the time we have any kids, we'll have a really successful business. We'll have a lot of money behind us, because we'll have a successful business. I'll be an owner of a business, a co-owner between the three of us. And we'll have a lot of money rolling in. For our kids and for the family. I really wanted to provide that. And it was a dream I've always had, to work for myself, or in this case it'll be three of us, but that's fine. And yeah, but she weren't interested in it. She kept moaning at me, why am I going down there? Why am I not spending time with her at home? And I kept saying, yeah, but I need to put work into this. A business doesn't just do itself. You have to put work into it to start with, and yeah, you lose out on a lot of stuff, but then later on you reap the rewards when the money's rolling in and you're sitting back and the business is just looking after itself. You've got the money coming in. That's a successful business. But my friends' girlfriends would come down to the workshop, down to the garage, sit down and have a chat, you know. Mine wouldn't. She'd just sit indoors, moan that I'm not there, and get the ump, wouldn't talk to me for a few days. Got to the point where I couldn't concentrate. I was down there trying to work on these cars and I couldn't concentrate because she was at home and I was missing her. So I felt bad that I was going there and she's just sitting there in at home. I'm going to work during the day, so she goes to her work and then she comes home. I took her home and then I go back out to work again, because I want to try and provide for us, don't I? I want a good life. But then she'd just sit there and I thought I couldn't concentrate on my work because she's there. I'm missing her, right? So I quit all that. Sold my third of that business. Got rid of all of that. Now, and this is the relevant part. Now you know the backstory. This is the relevant part now to the vacuum cleaners. I've always, me personally, I always want to try and better myself. And I really want to, I've got this dream. I've got motivation in me, proper motivation, where I want to try and do the best I can for my family. If it was just me on my own, I wouldn't really be doing a lot. I'd just be plodding around. I'd have enough. I'd probably just plod around in this garage, you know what I mean? Go to work, whatever, just earn enough money, chill out, do what I want to do. But because I've got family, I always want to do the best, and I want to keep going. I want to keep, give them everything, yeah? So I realised that I weren't going to be able to start a business which is away from home. Yeah, it's just not going to work for me and my fiance at the time. It just wasn't going to work. So I started thinking to myself, I'm going to have to start a business, right? I've got to work for myself, because that's how you get the money rolling in. Working for somebody else, unless you're a banker or some higher position or something like that, then you can earn a lot of money. But if you want to earn a lot of money, you need to work for yourself, and you need to be successful at it. So I'm thinking, what can I do? So the first thing I started doing, which was not good, because really I'm good at it, but not. I started repairing iPhones and laptop computers. I was replacing screens and batteries on iPhones. I set up a little office in my spare room. Set up a website, made my own website, because I like computers. I've built computers since I was a kid. So, and I've done a bit of computer programming and whatnot else, and a bit of hacking when I was younger. Trojan horses and all that kind of stuff. Keyloggers and whatnot else. So, what I'd done was set up a little desk, set up a website. People started putting in orders, sending their phones in, dropping their phones off. I was replacing the screens on these iPhone 4s, batteries, cameras, people's laptops, repairing motherboards, changing hard drives, doing resets, putting new sets of Windows on, doing whatever. But then got to the point where the public started to be the public, and you know, they'd come back and they'd say this battery still doesn't last, and this is this and this is that. And then I thought, I'm going to have to get some insurance, blah, blah, blah. And I couldn't afford it, so I give up with that. I didn't want to deal with the public. The public are just so stupid sometimes. You know, you're trying to start off a business, and all they're doing is fighting up against you. And you just... I needed better infrastructure to be able to deal with the public to start with, in that sort of sector. So I give up with that. And I thought, well, let's have a look somewhere else, see where there's more business opportunity. And the next thing that come along, was it lawnmowers first or was it vacuum cleaners first? I think it was both at the same time, but I think I started doing the lawnmowers before the vacuum cleaners, didn't I? Well, I've always been taking apart lawnmowers. Ever since I was as young as I can remember, maybe 4 or 5, in the garden, mum and dad's house. Taking apart old lawnmowers. You know, I've got engines strewn around in the shed, all sorts back then. So I started buying old lawnmowers off of eBay, and then I found this bloke that kept basically, rather than me going to an auction, this bloke went to an auction, bought all the job lots of lawnmowers, brought them back to his house, and I'd go to his house, pick them up. So some of you lot may remember them videos. You can go back now and you can find them, because they're still on my channel. My garden was full, it's like a sea of lawnmowers. So I thought, well, let's start a business up then. Let's try and get going, repairing lawnmowers. Maybe I can do that, because I can do that from home. And then maybe eventually I can get a van and I can be a mobile lawnmower repairer. You know, go out and about, repair people's lawnmowers, and then branch up to tractors and shit. I don't know. So I started repairing lawnmowers, making videos of it for you lot as well. Maybe, I'm thinking at the time, maybe the channel can grow, and then I can make money from YouTube as well as selling the mowers, and it'll be double money. And I'll be like, this will be the business. The business will be the YouTube channel, selling the mowers as well. So that's why I started doing that, buying mowers, selling them. I was making money. I was making profit as well. Obviously I sold the mowers for more than I bought them, because they were then working. And then I started seeing a bit of potential in vacuum cleaners, which is why we're now onto the vacuum cleaners, the Dysons. I noticed that people wanted to buy a Dyson, but people couldn't afford a brand new Dyson, could they? Because they're bloody expensive. And I noticed that you could get ones on eBay and other places where people had broken them. But they weren't necessarily broken, or at least broken badly. So I decided to keep buying them. That's why I kept buying Dysons. People had sucked up a sock, and they'd complain, oh, there's no suction anymore. Well, when you take it apart, there's a sock stuck in it. Or they haven't cleaned the filters out. So the filters are blocked. You lot saw how many of them I got. The filters were blocked. Put new filters in, perfect Dyson again. DC07 or whatever. I got so many of them. And I started making profit from buying and selling the vacuum cleaners as well as the mowers. And I was making videos of them, and I got a little following of vacuum geeks as well. But then everybody thought that I liked vacuum cleaners for some reason. No one thought that I liked lawnmowers, but they all thought that I liked vacuum cleaners. Now, I didn't give an uncle's monkey about a vacuum cleaner. But they're a handy piece of stuff, because obviously they clean your carpet. But I was hoping it'd be a business opportunity, but it soon dried up because the money started going up. People wanted more money for the broken ones. And I wasn't able to sell them for any more profit, so I stopped doing it. I stopped doing the Dysons because they were crap anyway. I stopped doing the lawnmowers. And then I moved on to radios. I started buying and selling CB and ham radios. But the problem there was, I said to my missus at the time, right, we're now married, we've got a kid, time's gone along. A lot of the profit I've made from doing this extra stuff has bought prams and whatnot else. And I said to her, I said, I didn't cough at her. I spoke to her. And I said, look, I'm going to start buying and selling other stuff, but I'm going to need to be posting it out. So do you want to go down to the post office? Because she's part of it as well in my eyes. She's part of the business as well. She's a person in it. We both are. Because it's for us. It's for both of us. I said, do you want to just go down to the post office in the morning and post them, get rid of them, and then you can get about your day? Or do you want me to arrange them to be collected and you have to wait around in the daytime? She said, I'm not going down to the post office. So I said, all right, I'll have them all collected then. So I'm buying all these radios, cleaning them up, making videos of them. You lot were seeing them. I had loads of different radios, didn't I? I kept buying, cleaning them all up, and then I'd advertise them and sell them. Well, she started getting the ump. Why am I waiting around all day for parcels to be collected? Blah, blah, blah. I'm not doing it no more. I'm like, well, this is the business. This is a business. It's making us money. It's a job. It's part of your job. You said you didn't want to go down. You can still go down the post office. Just stuff them in the car, go down the post office in the morning and post them off. No, I'm not going down the post office. So I had to stop doing that because it was upsetting the wife. So that's why we ain't got no businesses. That's why I stopped doing the vacuum cleaners. So all of them had several different reasons. The main reason is I'm not a businessman, and I'm not a successful businessman. Which is the reason why, if I was, I'd have a business. But there we go, you lot. You lot now know the long trail of failures. Nah, it's all good. None of it's a sad thing. Everything happens for a reason. I just plod along in my normal 10-hour-a-day job, driving a bulldozer, chilling out, loving life, and maybe one day I'll start up some other business and be successful and have a lot of money. But to be honest, I don't really want a lot of money, because if you've got a lot of money, that's when you end up getting robbed. We've got quite a lot of other ones here, look. There's loads here, look. I was in London training courses. Yeah, these go right far back now. I haven't really read them on this phone for ages. But thanks for commenting, everyone, and I appreciate every single one of you. That's what I'm trying to make my neighbour understand at the moment, because there was a robber of some description walked down the driveway a few days ago. looking at the houses. And I said to the neighbour yesterday, you've made your house look attractive to robbers because you've made it look really nice. And he doesn't seem to be able to understand that it's attractive to robbers, you know. A robber will go to a nice house because if it looks expensive and it looks like there's going to be expensive stuff inside, then they'll take the chance, won't they? They'll go for the nice house. It's just a sad fact of life at the moment, you know. It's like a robber will go to the shop which looks like it's got the most expensive, valuable stuff inside it that they want to take. You know, it's just one of them things. So if you've got loads of money, don't show it off, because you've got to think, if you're showing off to other people because you want their attention, you want them to go, oh wow, no, that's nice, you're also showing off to a robber. A robber's going to be going, oh yeah, that's nice, I want that, and they want to take it. So the best way is just not to show off. Stay bland, stay out the way, stay in the corner, and don't be noticed. I think that's probably the best way. Anyway, you lot, Merry Christmas. Hope you have a wonderful time. It's Christmas Eve now. I had a few comments and a few whatnot else, and I'll see you on the next one, you lot, after Christmas. I've got a few things to do, I'll show you, look. I was going to show you, but I just realised I can't because I put it all away. But got a bit of work on a quad bike to do and stuff and whatnot, so I'll probably be doing that in my time off of work in between Christmas Day and New Year's Day. I'll see you lot later on. All the best. Merry Christmas. Enjoy Christmas Day. Look after yourselves. Look after each other. Ciao for now.